things about being in WJA for so long is that those kids really wanted to go as far as possible and play at the highest levels they possibly could. And I was able to try to implement as much of a high standard as I could see those guys handling. We got to the point where we tried to mimic a small college program at the middle school level, and it worked out for a lot of people. Guys got better, they became better young men, high character, great basketball players, and really good students, and we're prepared for the next level.
Capital Hoops with Georgetown Prep, new Georgetown Prep head coach, Howard Blue. First of all, congratulations on the job in general.
Thank you.
So just talk about, like, how you're adjusting to, just being the new head coach.
I'm trying my best to learn as much as I can about the school, the community, get to know the players, start building the relationships. The dynamic between the players and the coaches and their parents is probably one of the most important things we're going to need to get stronger in order to have a successful program.
You transitioned from WJA, or Washington Jesuit Academy, a school that you were at for like almost 14 years, I want to say. Talk about, how hard it was leaving that school.
WJA was a tough place to leave. Very close to my heart. I built a whole athletic program there and spent a lot of time with the basketball team in particular. And it was always kids that I was fond of and not wanting to leave. But it was a great learning experience and opportunity. And this opportunity presented itself, and it was just something that I couldn't pass up.
And you talk about rebuilding the sports program down there. We went from, when I was one of your players, being a runner-up in the CYO to Holy Family. And then, like, years after I leave, you built it up so much that you just started winning championship after championship after championship. And you coached some of the better players in the WCC, the IC, just like locally. So just talk about your impact at WJA, and then, like, how it's helped your players to just grow into, like, some of the better players around the area.
My impact at WJA was really about trying to build better young men, helping them get prepared for the next steps in their life, and not just high school, but college and beyond. And I think the kids like yourself and kids you graduated with started to show that the school itself was setting the kids up to be special. And when we were able to add an athletic program to match, it became a no-brainer if you could get your kid in school there. And we were able to get a couple kids that really wanted to take basketball and school serious, and it was a fun ride.
And you see, some of your former students like me. You see Kendrick here and there. You see Kevin, you see John, you see Alante. Just talk about, how seeing them or seeing us inspires you to continue to impact the lives of, like, young men.
Man, seeing the older alumni from my time at WJA is very uplifting. Early on in my career, I flirted with going to try to pursue college coaching and things like that, and I had a couple opportunities to go on to high school before, and I just wanted to stick around those guys and those younger guys and helping them become the men that they wanted to be, and to see kids graduating from college, being able to watch Lamonte's last couple college games on TV, like those things make, no matter what's going on in my day, makes my day better. And I see guys coming out and being successful, graduating college, like I said, that is priceless and by beyond measure of anything that I would have ever hoped to have seen.
You leave WJA, and now you're at Georgetown Prep. You're in a new area, you're in a new setting, and you're in charge of leading a new group of guys that you're in charge of working with and stuff like that. How do you, expect to, like, build the relationship with those players? I know you came mid-season and had an impact, but it's going to be a new season and a new group of guys next year.
No, you said it. Relationship is the key. I love basketball, and I hope a lot of these guys love it. I spend a lot of time in the gym, being around each other, but I honestly want to put a heavy focus on character development and making sure that they understand what's right and what's wrong, and hopefully building camaraderie amongst each other, strengthening their bond, strengthening their brotherhood, creating a very efficient team dynamic, and hopefully we just put all our focus on getting better, and they'll help me become a better coach. I'll help them become better players, and we'll keep our relationship building.
What do you necessarily see, the program right now at the conclusion of the season and then heading into, like, next year?
The program was on a high. You had two very good teams when Jared Bynum, Ike and Mezzi's junior year going into their senior year, where they capped it off with an ISC title. And then last year they had a couple players that was a part of that run. Cam and Dejan both were a major part of those two good teams. And you losing so many kids going off to the next level, it's going to be hard to replace that. But we got a really good group of guards. We have a really good group of guards that want to push each other. They want to be in the gym, and they want to make sure that each other gets better. And then we got some younger guys that are going to have to find their role, but the opportunity will be there. And we're going to make sure that the best players, the hardest workers, are on the floor.
And what kind of culture are you trying to, develop just here at Prep in general, like coming from WJA?
One of the biggest things the kids are probably going to hear me say is that we're not good enough, and we might not ever be. And the whole goal is going to be to improve day in, day out. When you come in, if you get better just by a little bit, that's okay, but we're going to try to push the envelope as far as possible and just get better across the board. Better basketball players, better teammates, better brothers, better sons. And if the goal is to improve and to get better every day, you'll be pretty good at the end of a long season.
And last question, what do you think is going to be the most challenging part of taking on this new job and for next season?
I mean, it's the first year. The amount that I'm going to have to learn is going to be probably the most challenging, because like anybody else, I think I have a lot of the answers, but I know I don't have them all. And I'm going to be so excited to learn as much as I can. Hopefully I get to coach against some of the people that I've looked up to for a very long time. And some of those lessons that I'm going to learn aren't going to be fun, but there's a lot that I'm going to need to learn on the front end here. And I'm going to try my best to get as many of those lessons figured out as soon as possible.
And also, are you looking forward to coaching against some of your former players from WJ? You still got D-Lo. He's still in high school. Who else is still in high school?
I mean, we coached against a few. I
coached against
a few this year.
He's still there.
I don't know if we'll get to play all of those guys, just depending on the schedule. This year, when we played against, we had a couple kids that are in Landon and at Bullets. It was kind of challenging, wanting them to do well and also wanting to beat them at the same time. But yeah, I look forward to competing against everyone. It's one of the best things about the game. I love to see those guys on the court and watch them give their best, no matter if they're playing against me or if I'm watching them in the stands. I really look forward to every opportunity I get to watch a former player play.
All right, there you have it, Coach Blue from Georgetown Prep.
Hopefully we'll be playing in the same summer league we played in last year. The Capital Hoops ran. I think that's probably the best summer league in the area, and what better way to find out where we stand than going up and bumping against the best.